All right, howdy do again. I'm going to show you how to do soffits. Now, okay, what is a soffit? You should know what a soffit is, but let me get in my 3D view. The soffit is the material that goes right up under your eaves right here that gives it that flat surface look, I guess. And what the soffit is for is, again, it's a sealing component that just kind of helps seal the area up, because remember, the fascia, we sealed up the ends of roofing timbers. Now, of course, here, if we don't put any soffit material, then we're just going to have an open highway for birds and mice and everything else just to, make their way and get their way on up in there. Not to mention whatever else. So we're going to put some soffits on here. And if you walk outside your house right now and kind of look out the front door and go anywhere that your roof is kind of hipped to the side, and you can kind of see where the soffit board is. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do soffits. So we're going to have to do soffits from level 2, because that's basically where the roof is at on this particular drawing. Your particular drawing, I think you have multiple levels, so you're going to have to go up to approximately, top of wall 2 and put the soffits at that level. Okay, so make sure you do that. Don't put them on level 2 or level 1 or anything like that, because then they're just going to be at ground or floor type level. So on this particular drawing, this is a single story, so I'm just going to go to level 2, but on a double story, you'll place those soffits all the way up to top of wall 2, unless you're doing some sort of a 1.5 story with gables and things like that, but we'll discuss that later in case you're not. Alright, so at level 2, I'm going to go to roof again and go to soffit. And it says to pick walls, and I also need to do an offset on my soffit. Now, I could also pick lines, then I won't have to worry about setting an offset. The offset, of course, covers the distance between the wall and the edge of your roof. Okay, if I do pick lines, I don't have to set that offset at all. I can just zoom in here and just pick those outer lines. Okay, so I'll go around and just pick all those outer lines. Whoops, that is not good. Okay, continuing on. And I want to get all the areas where the roof kind of hips into the walls, not the gabled ends, but the hip ends. Some there, some here. And we also want there to be some inside where this, kind of hard to explain what that is from this look, but it's kind of an entryway, where part of this entryway is actually on the outside. So let's hit the escape button, click on that pink line, I think. There we go, click on the pink line, pull these down to about right in here. And I'll show you closer what I'm doing in just a moment. Okay, so draw it right across there. Now everything inside of those red pink lines will be soffited. So I do also have to use this line tool to fix the ends, because the ends here are not necessarily going to be soffited. Trying to think the best way to do that. Well, this will be the best way to do that. I'm going to continue picking lines. So instead of making all this area inside here covered with soffit, I'm going to pick this line. Now this is the line that runs right up against the wall. So it's still in that eave area of the house, runs right up against the wall, as you can see. Okay. And let's see over here. Kind of hard to tell. Probably should have turned off my plantings and trees. I'll have to come back and fix that one here in just a moment. Let's see, did I get that correct? I think I did. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one. Remember I said I needed to fix it. Pick that hidden lines, highlighted lines overlap. Okay, I got it. Take that to right there. And I'm not sure how to treat this. Actually, that should probably go all the way up. So now what I'm basically doing is I'm just drawing of the area itself that is going to have soffit. So I'm kind of drawing the beginning and the end. There we go. Okay, so got to do some adjusting in here. I'm going to take these lines, we're going to bring them all the way out to here, just to help save some work from later. Same here. I think I'm just going to draw this one out. Okay, that should do it. Now I'm going to click the green check mark. Cannot have overlapping lines, so let's see where our overlapping lines are at. It shows right here somehow, somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to continue. What I'll do is I'll just make corners to see if I can figure out how that is actually overlapping. See, it won't let me pick this other line for a corner. Okay, how about I just delete that line? Okay, I see I needed to extend this one. There and here. Now that should work. Click. Lines must be in closed loops. Let's find out where the open loop is at. Oh, I don't want those. Continue, and that's kind of the thing that happens. You got a lot of geometry on here. You start clicking things. All right, finally we have soffits, and let's go to 3D view. And here's where we do need to do some adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and get a square front view by clicking on front. Okay, you see where our soffit is. So I'm going to move it down to where it should be. And I see another area where I'm going to have to do make a correction. All right, now I'm moving the soffit down. You can see it right here in the corner. And I'm moving it down to where it's going to be just above, right in here, just above the fascia line. Okay, now I also have to do something else, because right now this is 4-inch thick soffit material. We don't want 4-inch thick soffit material. So I got to go to edit type, and let's see, structure, and it's just generic right now. I'm going to leave it generic for now. We'll change it later. Okay, and this soffit material should be 1/2 inch. Okay, apply, and okay. Now our soffit material is correct. Okay, so again, that's just a little bit offset. It doesn't come all the way down to the bottom of the fascia edge. It is offset to where it is kind of up inside of the structure there a little bit. Okay, so that is how we place a soffit. On the next video, it's going to be a little more complicated, because I'm going to come in and we have to do some soffitting material here on the gables as well, but we can't do it with the Soffit tool because it just won't let us do it. Alright, so we'll be back on the next video.